Hey guys, good morning. Sorry we missed yesterday. We had another snow day. That's our third snow day this season, and I didn't even get out of bed until 9ish. My kids were, it was all one of those days, so I was like, sorry, missed ya. Anyway, I am wrecked today. I am so exhausted. I've been working a lot of late nights this week, helping road manage a tour of some comedians. So it's gone well, and I'm done now. But I'm just exhausted. I woke up this morning and I was like, do I have what it takes to face the day today? And again, that temptation to jump on social media and just swipe, and just kind of like lose yourself in the day. Things that sometimes feel like that's exactly what you want to do. I want to lose myself in social media. I want to lose myself in Netflix. I want to lose myself in that bottle of wine on the table over there. But if I love myself, why would I ever want to lose myself? Oh, so maybe that's showing how I feel about myself. I read a quote this morning that said, make a list of all the things you love. How long would it take to reach yourself? And that was like, ooh, that stings. And yet, I'm already feeling a difference. Like I said on Monday, I read an amazing reflection this morning from Christena Cleveland. If you guys don't know Christena Cleveland, she is a professor at Duke University in North Carolina. And I'm going to actually have her on my podcast later in the year, actually next month, I think. An incredible woman, very, very wise and compassionate woman who works a lot with racial inequality and justice. And her reflection that I read from her today was all about self-compassionate mindfulness. And as I read through it, I was like, oh man, that's exactly what I've been doing here each day and what we've been doing together. And her framework for the importance of self-compassion and self-compassionate mindfulness is so that we can lean into difficult situations. And her work is on racial injustice and inequality. And she finds that for all of us having to deal with justice mandate, whether we're ministers of reconciliation, or whether we're people who are realizing the injustice that we have participated in or that our ancestors have participated in or whatever, there's discomfort. And you can grow really tired and exhausted during that process. And typically when we're uncomfortable, we react, we pull back, we don't want to engage. And in the racial reconciliation process, that pulling back and that reacting is damaging, is negative. But how applicable is that to all of our lives all the time? This difficult emotional maelstrom, I don't want to engage. This awkward situation with my child or with a teacher at school, I don't want to engage. It's painful. And so Christena encourages us to practice self-compassionate mindfulness so that our own love for ourselves is a support and a grounding presence that we can lean in to otherwise really difficult situations and be present. And when we're present, we can listen and we can learn. And so I feel like that, for me, that mindfulness and that being present journey has already been something I've been on for the last 3 or 4 years. And so that's produced a lot of great fruit in my life. Then I was learning all about my emotions. And that's been really helpful, learning about what the emotions mean and why I have them and what I can learn from them. And so for my part, I'm turning all of that now inward, using all of those tools to communicate love and self-compassion to myself. Christena wrote this really powerful exercise that a teacher had taken her through, where she said, think of a time where you went through a difficult situation with a friend. Think of a friend who went through a painful situation recently. And write down all the things that you did in response to that person. And so, maybe you spent time crying with them, you spent time in silence with them, you made meals for them or cared for them. And then she said, write down the things that you do for yourself when you're hurting. And for Christina's part, she was saying that she's brutal to herself. She talks aggressively to herself. She shames herself. And I was like, wow, how true is that? You know, we don't, I don't think, at least, I mean, I can only speak for myself, but I certainly, historically, am not very kind to myself when I screw up. Jonathan, you're stupid. Why did you do that? You knew you shouldn't have. Your wife told you better. You know, it's like so condemnatory. And yet when a friend has done something wrong or is in pain or has just experienced some kind of victimization, I'm compassionate. So we're allowed to turn that compassion on ourselves. So there we go. Let's do it. Hand on heart. Feel where you are in the world. Take a couple of deep breaths. Helps you become aware of your situation. Now I want you to gently speak kindness and compassion over yourself. Jonathan, I know you're really tired. You've been working really hard. You've been pushing late at night and then getting up in the morning to get the kids out the door for school. I know you're feeling a bit sick and you're getting kind of worn down. I give you permission to relax today. I give you permission to take some time for yourself, to restore yourself. I give you permission to be present to the discomfort in your own body and your emotional discomfort at working hard for a lot of hours. I'm going to be present to you. I'm going to listen to you all day today. Jonathan, I'm really proud of the hard work you've been doing for your family. I know a lot of the work you were doing, Jonathan, you weren't familiar with, and it was uncomfortable, and you had to learn. But I'm proud of you for learning it. I'm proud of you for digging in. Speak to yourself with loving kindness. I feel so pre-programmed to immediately offer a disclaimer about how, you know, when we love ourselves, it helps us love others better and it helps us love God better. And those things are true. But we shouldn't need to rush to those disclaimers. And I'm trying to train myself to not rush to those disclaimers and just allow my own love for myself to grow and to sit with it and to be at peace with it. So that in any difficult situation, my own healthy love for myself is a support through the storm and helps me to be present to other people and to be present to myself. So practice that today. May you be present to yourself with self-compassion. God bless you guys.